Today I'm going to show you how to fix the shift linkage on a Jeep Dana 20 transfer case. The shifter on these transfer cases is a very strange design, and I'm going to show you how to replace the most fault-prone piece of it so that you can get the shifter back to shifting normally. Up in such a way that the shifter moves this pivot here forward and backwards. The pivot then moves down to this like U-shaped piece that goes front and backwards and moves two pistons that are in the transfer case. It's hard to see and it's hard to describe, but it's a very odd design, to say the least. So go ahead and move the shifter back and forth. Yeah, there you go. So you can see how it's working, how the levers are going in and out. Okay, great, thank you. And what happens is, in this Jeep at least, all this is good right here. But the piece that connects this right here to the shifter itself is completely shot. The piece that comes out of the linkage looks like this. This goes to the shifter and you see it's got a pivot, and this pivot's completely worn out. On the opposite end is the exact same thing, but on mine it was completely seized. I even tried heat and it wouldn't come off, and it snapped off. So this thing is basically useless. And I found I haven't been able to find a single source out there for these. So what do? Well, I have a solution. Very simple. The first thing you need is a Heim joint. And I'll show you what one of those looks like. You can get these. I found mine at a swap meet. But you can sometimes find them at hardware stores, places like that, hot rod shops, that type of thing. And what it is, very simply, this is a 3/8 by 24 Heim joint. And you can see that it's going to extend to the length of this. This, and this with the Heim joint and two bolts. Now what I found in mine is it wasn't long enough. So I got one of these connector nuts here. Unscrew this. Screw in one side to the connector nut, like so. Take a fine thread bolt, a 3/8 by 24 fine thread bolt. Cut it off and just use it in the middle. Take up the space so that you measure out exactly what you want here. And as you see, you don't need that long of a fine thread bolt to do this. Connect them up, measure it out just like this, and you're done with the fabrication. When you install it, you're going to need to install some washers to make it align correctly, otherwise it's going to go in crooked. When you install the washers, make sure that they're small enough so that they don't hit the outer edge of the joint. You want them just big enough so that they wrap around here. And you'll probably need 4 on each one. And then you just bolt it up and you're done. And your shifter's gonna feel like new. I've got mine done here, so I'll show you what it's like. Now this, before I was finished, this shifter was popping all over the place. It was working terrible. sometimes popping out of gear. So it was pretty awful. Now, it doesn't move. It doesn't jump around. And it's still, you can hear it shift into gear like it should. All the positions are there, including, if you have a Dana 200, you probably know about the mystery position, which is second from the bottom. That's there as well. And that's all there is to it. You know, the parts for this, I think I've got maybe $10 in parts. I think this heme joint was, I don't know, $4 at the swap meet, something like that. Remember, it's 3/8 by 24. The speed nut's a buck, and then you need a bolt. You just cut the bolt and screw it in here. Put a few washers on each side, and you're done. Good luck.